Lowdown Nation and Throwdown Nation. We are live. Tonight is episode 35 of the Lowdown with Matt. And it is a Friday. We are rolling on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter/X, Facebook, and Twitch. And tonight we are getting back to our roots as a music-centric show. Some old friends of mine came calling recently and said that they had some new music dropping today and asked if I would be interested in having them back on, which was obviously a resounding yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, from Lynchburg, Virginia, we have A Day in Pompeii, whose new song, Gorgon's Head, dropped today. How are you guys doing?
Yeah.
We're good.
So
Doing
good.
good.
Absolutely. And, you know, for those of you that are watching this live, if you have questions or comments, just throw them in the chat and we'll either kind of handle them as we go or do a little Q&A at the end. So in a few minutes, we're going to actually, I'm actually going to share my screen and we're going to play the entire song in all of its majesty. And we will, then delve into the song itself, the inspiration, the songwriting process, the recording process, all the technical mumbo jumbo. It's all great stuff. So I guess at this point I'll go ahead and share the screen, and we will take a look and a listen to the visualizer video for Gorgon's Head.
Let's do it. I wasn't expecting.
8-inch bassist is a nerd. I'm sorry.
Here we go.
Surround
Yeah.
And we are back.
We're back.
That's the
Yep.
That's
song.
the song. In all its
Absolutely
glory.
amazing. I really, really dig this. The influences that I'm seeing and I'm feeling. In terms of the riffage, I feel some Zeppelin influence and some Dream Theater. There's definitely some proggy stuff at play.
I can't take credit for any of that.
That's John.
Actually,
John's spot.
none of us can take credit for this. We didn't really write the concept of this song. My dad started writing this song back in the mid '80s.
Really?
Yeah, he was in a band with my uncle, and then our other guitar player, Steve. His dad was in the band too, which is how I met Steve.
Okay.
I wasn't even a thought back then. So we're talking probably like 84, 85. And yeah, a long time
while
ago.
ago.
And
Time ago.
they would record their demos in the basement of my old house. And so I found this song on one of those tapes, and it wasn't finished. It was just an acoustic guitar and some vocals and all that. And I was kind of like, I want to finish this song and make it kind of modern, but still have that vintagey type feel. And we weren't even a band. Like, no.
Nope.
So
Yeah,
that's what started it. So
I
I told my dad, I said, hey, I want to finish this song, and you can help me, or I can do it, or whatever. He said, you do it, have free reign on it. And so I went ahead and recorded all the instruments and kind of added some parts and some different things. And then I knew Anna could sing, and I wanted a female vocal on it because it's Medusa. Medusa was a female and all that. And I slid in her DMs one day, and I was just like, hey, I want you to sing on this. And yeah.
I said yes. I wasn't going to, because I would have people ask me before, other musicians from our area, you want to be on a song? And nothing ever came of it.
Right.
Like, nothing would happen. Or they would send me songs, and I'm like, I really don't want to be on that. But I said yes to this. And I was like, yeah, absolutely, sure. And then the direction kind of took off for A Day in Pompeii to be a thing. But we recorded this.
It was 2 years
I did the
ago,
vocals
almost 2 years ago in October.
Wow.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah. And I was like, oh, it's so cool. And the song has taken on more since then with all of the extras and the other vocals and
yeah, it
the details.
It definitely evolved. And as like you were talking about influences, I was leaning more in towards like early Black Sabbath kind of feel for it, and I didn't want it. It started off like all our other songs. It was super polished and heavy and clean, and then the more I listened to it, I said, you know what, it has to be more of an older feel. So all the guitars got trashed and went and redid it with I guess a doomier sound or a sludgier sound is the term. Use different amps and all that, and just a different feel. Didn't really do the heavy vocal layers like we had on our other songs. I mean, in terms of compared to our other songs, it's much simpler and stripped down, but it's still, there's a lot to it.
It still has more. I think it still had more tracks than any other song that we've done so far. I think, is that what I heard?
It was right up there. It was about 100
Okay.
tracks in total when it was all said and done, because of just different layers of different things. But like all of our other songs were very, very vocal layer heavy, and this one wasn't. It was very stripped down as far as vocals, very
They're
stripped
like onions.
as in guitar layers. It was just a lot of ambience and mood kind of pieces for this one.
Moody. I'm going to use the word that I read today. We had a review done of our song, and they used the word theatrical, and that's the word. It's it's theatrical.
Yeah, and
like the story.
and you know, there's a lot of organs and orchestral parts underneath it, and I took inspiration from like a lot of Ghost, and then Broadway musicals, you know, very Phantom of the Opera, things like that, when I was kind of piecing that all together, because without all that, it's an incredibly bare bones song, and it's very long, and it's kind of like how can you make this more engaging?
Gotcha.
And all of the details matter. Like every time I listen, I'm like listening for different things in the back, outside of your typical guitar and drums and bass. Everything else makes the song what it is.
This song was definitely more experimental as far as recording went. I did a lot of reverse vocals, so you'll hear like going into a verse, I would reverse the vocal going into it. The ending guitar part is the beginning clean guitar part reversed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Some of my favorite parts of the song.
You know, you just take the recorded part that's already there and chop it and paste it all together a bunch of times, and then just flip it, and it kind of gives it that spacey, weird sound.
Yeah.
I call it a warbling.
It warbles. But stuff like that, and you know, we had never done that on previous songs.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've got to say, you know, like I said, the vocals are amazing, but you know, I'm kind of used to that with you guys. You guys vocally are just top notch. Yeah. Who did the dirty and screamed vocals? Because those were a nice touch.
That was Anna. She learned how to scream, and she started out by yodeling.
I could only try.
Half true.
Definitely wasn't.
The screams are all me.
I figured as much. You know, I was, you know, I was having visions of what's her face, Tatiana from Ginger.
From Ginger, yeah.
You know, yeah, she can do some rather frightening screams.
Yeah, she can rip pretty good.
Yeah. But you know, it was interesting, you know, preparing for this, I sort of did a bit of a deep dive on the whole Gorgon's Head mythology and everything, and I ended up finding more out about Medusa than I'd ever wanted to know. I mean,
that's a lot.
There's a lot, and you know, on the surface, you look at the lyrics and you read the lyrics, and you're like, yeah, it's black and white Greek mythology, but it kind of also deals with your own inner demon, and you're fighting that inside too,
right?
You know, on a deeper level. But I mean, on the surface, it's literal Greek mythology.
Yeah. But you know, the Gorgon's Head metaphor can go in so many different directions, though.
Oh, sure.
You know, it's layer upon layer upon layer. You know, and it's very much open to interpretation.
Oh, sure.
That's what music does. It's like, hey, if you're doing really well and you just want to listen to this and think of a Gorgon and Medusa, that's cool. Then that's what the song means for you. But if you have an inner conflict, then that's what the song is for you. If you know a terrible woman and you like to think of her, I really want to chop off her head. That's
Don't
what
look
the
her
song
in
means.
the face.
Don't do that.
Don't look her in the face.
But lyrically, it's You can interpret it however you like. But at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to tell people, like, because I didn't write the lyrics. I'm just singing them. I was like, I don't know, you know, if this is coming from a deep, dark place or just like, this is a really cool story and I want to put it in a song. Either
all
way,
those things.
Yeah.
But you know, something that I didn't realize, you know, I was somewhat familiar with the story, but something I did not realize is at the time that that Medusa was slain by Perseus, she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And she proceeded to basically give birth to Pegasus and some giant dude with a sword. I mean,
wild.
Intense.
It's wild. And you know, a lot of people like a newer kind of not spin on it, but a newer perspective is she actually is she became a monster.
Right.
She wasn't always this horrible, hideous, terrible beast. And it's tragic. It was, you know, you live long enough to become a villain kind of thing. No, something terrible happened to her, and then she became this horrible creature. So you know, that's another perspective on Medusa and, you know, her origin.
Yep. So, John, what does your dad think about the finished product?
My dad is a very opinionated person, and very
scared.
And he's very straight shooter, off the cuff. You know, like he'll tell you how it is. And when I had first started doing it, he was like, "Well, I think you should do this, and I think you should do that." And the whole time, I'm like, "No, it flows." Because that's what I wanted it. I wanted it to flow. It, you know, it doesn't need to have these big shredding guitars and all this stuff. And I was like, this like, just trust me on this and listen when it's done. And he really likes it now. He said that he thinks it's really good.
Yeah.
Yep. Sometimes you just got to trust the process.
Yeah.
There's a time for lots of shredding. There's a and big drums and all of that.
This
this song
it, no.
didn't call for.
You know, earlier versions, yeah. I mean, it was a big sounding song originally, but it's not the feel. It's more of a, you know, you could put this song back in the late 70s and it would fit right in.
Mm-hmm. So
I really like where it went.
Yeah.
So what was the most challenging part of the recording process for this song?
The whole song. And it's weird because, you know, you look at this song and you think to yourself, it's very simple. It is. It's super simple to play. But this song gave me fits. And I'm a perfectionist when it comes to recording stuff. And I would go back and I could hear like where my finger would hit a string or I'd make some noise. And it just like I could not get it right. And I had to step away from it and come back to it and this and that, you know, and finally it kind of just all came together. And once I got the guitars done, the clean guitars, I'll specify, those are what gave me fits. The rest of the song kind of just fell into place.
I struggled with the vocal part of it because it's a different arrangement, and my fellow band members know that I don't count the same way a musician, like a person playing an instrument, counts. I can't count. I do it my own way. And this song, there's no chorus.
Right.
It's verse. It's a verse.
Stanzas.
It's a verse. And the one thing I remember, and it was 2 years ago when I did the majority, like 90% of the vocals on this. What I struggled with was my timing on this song. And again, it's super simple. Now I look at it with all of its extra parts and the layers of everything. I was like, oh yeah, the timing makes perfect sense. But when I first did it, I was like, I don't know where to start and where to end. And I don't even think there was a reference for me to follow other than there's just music and here's some lyrics. I don't think I ever listened to
I had
anyone
sent you
singing
a
it.
very poor.
remember.
I sang on it, and I sent that to you, and it was terrible.
Okay. I really did, and I don't remember what reference
Yeah.
I had at this point.
Mhm.
2 years
She
ago.
still can't count.
And so that no, I totally can't count. I was like, don't ask me to
but I
count
was
and sing at the
sitting
same
there
time.
like
Ew.
running the session, and I was kind of just like counting her off to tell her like hold it and then end.
Yep. That was the most challenging part for me. Now I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. But it took a hot minute to get where I
you
needed to
came
be.
in, everything you sang in your other band, you sang really low. And
yeah, this song
she
is
comes in and she's like,
bit
I'm gonna
up
sing
there.
it high.
Yeah. And I do.
It's higher than normal.
Yeah. You listen to our other tracks and you're like, oh, there's a lot of different things going on here. Vocally, musically.
It is different.
Gotcha. It is. It is.
We're not a one-trick
No,
pony.
we're a two-trick pony.
So, what was the most challenging part for you, Candy?
I am very grateful to say that my part in the recording was extremely simple. I think the most difficult part of it for me was making sure that I was hearing the right lyrics. I know that's silly to say, but I don't know if you're like me, and sometimes you'll hear a song and you think you hear what it says, so you create the sentence, you create the the narrative, and then you read the lyrics. Oh wait, no, that's not what was being said, and what I am saying would totally change everything that's happening. So I'm grateful that we wrote it down and we was like, oh wait, no, hold on, no. I think also, I guess I would also say, with a lot of recording, it was difficult for me to say it's okay to not add 50 million different layers of myself. And that's not me bragging or something. I am any type of art, I can't leave it alone. It's like, okay, let me add the high harmonies. Cool. If I can do low harmonies, I'll do that too. Can I go 2 steps higher than? Can I do that? Can I do that? You don't have to. You don't have to. The song is not. That's not necessary. Now, there's been other songs of ours where it's like, I think I can do the next one. I think I can, and it's worked out really good. And thankfully, John's really easy to record with. He's like, yeah, that was good, or no, let's do that again, or okay, that might work, sort of thing. And so allowing
my face, you see my facial expression. I'm just like, ugh.
It's like, and that's not what you want in the vocal booth.
No,
that's not what you want. But no, allowing myself to be like, hey, what we put here is exactly what it needs to be. Yeah, it's enough, and it's good.
Yeah, but I know what you mean about the lyrics. Sometimes it can become the musical equivalent of one of those choose your own adventure books.
Yes.
Or the musical version of Mad Libs.
Yes. Yes.
That's me. Yes. I'm terrible of understanding certain lyrics, so I just make it up. I know I could just Google what the lyrics are to a song if I'm listening to something for the first time. I'm like, nope, I've decided that's what they're saying, and be it wrong, sing it wrong every time.
Just don't do it with your own songs. That's the most important.
But even then, we were recording your vocals, Candy, and you said something, and I stopped mid-sentence, and I was like, "Are those right?"
Yeah, it's like, I don't think that's right.
You guys wrote them down, and I'm just like, "Is that what you said?"
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm still questioning. Is that
nothing
right?
worse than getting it all done, and then later on, you go back and listen, and they don't match up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like whatever you hear
that's the song.
Now, that's what we're singing.
Yep. So is Gorgon's Head a standalone, or is there more stuff coming? Is this the precursor for an EP or an album, or what's going on?
We've got a bunch of stuff written and mostly recorded. It's just finding time to finish it. Like I would love to put out an EP or a full length. It's just finding time and then, you know, finding the right people to handle it, to mix it,
Mhm.
master it, and all that stuff. And of course, that takes money, so we got to wait and get funds and that side of thing, and play gigs and all that kind of stuff. So it's a process. Like I'd love to put out an EP or a full length, like let's say this time next year, but I don't know if that's feasible or not.
It's just like, hey, here's some
Oh,
singles,
for sure.
enjoy them
Absolutely. Yeah.
until
Yep.
what's next.
So, I mean, can you, you know, without revealing too much, obviously, can you tell us a little bit about some of the stuff that you've gotten at least partially recorded?
Yeah, we've got a song about Minnesota that has nothing to do with Minnesota.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
The title came from, I saw on TikTok, this girl was announcing where she was going to college, and she said, Minnesota, you betcha. And that was the name. That's where the name of the song
That's
came
the
from.
one.
But it has nothing to do with Minnesota.
I love it.
And that's okay. I try to embody the spirit of these college girls being super excited about where they're going when I sing the song. So that's maybe the only connection we'll have to it. Just be super just pumped
Yeah.
for wherever
And
you're going.
we have another one that's loosely based on a true story. A friend of mine was seeing a girl, and she was deaf, and she left him for a man with one arm. So the song is the deaf girlfriend versus the one-armed man.
I love it.
And that's not what the lyrics
I'll
are
send out
about.
what the song's about.
That's just the title.
Yeah. Well, I love it.
It's a great title.
But they are more in line with the previous songs that we released in terms of the sound and the feel and things like that. I'd love to write something similar to Gorgon's Head that's more moody too. So we might do something like that. Yeah.
Probably will.
Absolutely. So
That would be cool.
do you think, you know, if you do, you know, go back down that road, will it continue to be kind of steeped in mythology, or are you open to kind of whatever the muse brings?
I like mythology. I'm a big
too.
fan of ancient cultures and things like that. So we could definitely do something like that.
I like that. I like the idea of taking mythology and people can interpret however they want. So I mean, you could say it's like a sort of scheme, right? Like, oh, they're just doing that because anyone can listen to it and interpret it for themselves. I'm like, yeah, what's wrong with that? And write a really good song with really good music and lyrics that people can take however they want. It doesn't have to be black and white. And you can do that with myth and stories and, you know, fairy tales. I get all kinds of lyrical inspiration from movies, you know, books turned into movies. Lord of the Rings, absolutely, from the lyrics I've written. And I'm not going to say the title of the song, but totally inspired by Lord of the Rings. And it just works.
Absolutely. So, I guess the next question is, you know, do you guys have any upcoming shows or anything at all that you'd like to give some hype to, aside from obviously the song?
Yeah.
Yes, we have a show. I didn't want to talk. I'm gonna keep yapping, but let somebody else share it. But October 4th.
It is October 4th,
Is it
the
October
first Saturday
4th,
in
guys?
October.
First Saturday in October at Riverview Vinyl in
Which
Lynchburg,
is
Virginia.
the local record store. So super cool place.
Yeah. They moved a couple months ago to their new building. Really excited to pop in there and do a gig. We have some other bands from Central Virginia
Very
joining
cool.
us. So flyer
Yeah,
coming soon to our followers in Central Virginia if they want to see what's going on, and more details to come about that show. But yeah, October 4th, Riverview Vinyl in Lynchburg,
You know,
Virginia.
record shop shows are oftentimes the best. I mean, there's a vinyl shop, I guess about 30 minutes from here, and I've gone to a couple of shows there, and it has just been the best time. You know, because you're with a really
they're so
eclectic
fun.
crowd. Yeah, and it's just a blast. So
yeah. I mean, the people are there already
Yeah.
for music,
right.
so they'll just be there. Oh, Candy's frozen.
She's completely frozen. Sorry. Oh, there she is.
She's like,
Yep, we see you. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. People that go to record stores
Sorry.
they're
Yeah.
music lovers, so it's like, hey, you literally came here for
Exactly.
music. You know what you know
Yep.
what you're getting into.
yeah.
So let's see here. I had some notes here that I'm trying to kind of piece together, but you know, the thing that was interesting, you know, going more into the mythology with the Gorgon's head, you know, Perseus got sent by, well, you know, his mother was being basically enslaved and put into a kind of a forced marriage situation to this king Polydectes. And he agreed to free her, you know, if Perseus would bring him the head. And you know, so then you've sort of got the whole mother vibe going on, and you know, children and their parents, and you know, it's exactly
It's a family affair.
Yeah, lots
oh,
going on.
for sure.
But with more
Yeah.
swords and stuff than, you know, typical family.
Yeah. Most families, you know, aren't asking for heads to be brought.
Not
No,
there yet.
they're out there.
Oh yeah, there are plenty. But so I guess before we wrap this up, do you guys have any final words? You know, any nuggets of wisdom? You know, any whatever.
Yeah. I think
Anybody?
Anna should talk about the artwork, the cover art.
Sure, I'll talk about it. I don't know who that girl is. The cover art was really fun. We had this really cool image John had put together, and it, you know, it's like an 80s Medusa, and I thought it was
like
hilarious.
if she went to JCPenney's to have her portrait taken.
Yeah, glamour shots. 80s glamour shots Medusa, and I was like, why don't we just do that ourselves? So we have like we do our own. I slapped together this snake wig, this Medusa wig, and I did the 80s makeup. I got the windbreaker. To me, it's really funny because it's not your typical like toga mythological art. It's
Right.
it's very it's retro, but not that retro. And it was just really fun. I got the chance to put my very limited art skills to use, make a wig. We took some pictures and we went with it. And it's forever 80s glamour Medusa.
It is there.
Do you still have the wig?
Oh yeah, it's on a wig stand on my dresser staring at my bed. I don't have anywhere else to put it, so I'm like, I don't know if I like this. I'm waiting for my husband to try it on.
You should put it in your fridge.
No. Right
Oh my
beside the
gosh.
kids.
That would be terrifying.
That's what they did in
My
Percy
kids
Jackson.
might cry.
That would be
Open
terrifying.
the fridge and there's a Medusa.
Yeah. I think I might just move her around a little bit. I'm saving her for Halloween. She'll come back out. She'll make a visit.
I'm sure.
Halloween's good.
I'm sure. But you know, as far as what we've got coming up on the Throwdown,
Oh yeah.
this Monday at 7 p.m. Or actually, I take it back. This Monday at 8 p.m., we've got a rescheduled episode 145.
Wow.
And my guest is going to be an Atlanta-based pro wrestler and ring gear designer. This guy's
Wow.
name is Jimmy Darren, and he trains at a place here in Atlanta called WWA4 under a guy named AR Fox, who is just a top-notch trainer and you know, and runs a really, really good school.
Nice.
And then
That's so cool.
and then this coming Wednesday at 7 p.m., I've got episode 152, and my guest is an Iowa-based pro wrestler, the Ultimate Diva, Izzy B, and she is a graduate of the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy in Davenport, Iowa, which is you know, for those that don't know, it is one of the best wrestling schools in the country.
I've actually heard of that.
That's
and
so
I'm
cool.
very out the loop, but I have heard that title. I've heard of that place.
Yeah, yeah. They it is jointly owned by a WWE wrestler named Seth Rollins and another guy.
So cool.
And this girl is making a name for herself on the Midwest scene, and she's starting to branch out into some other regions of the country. So yeah, those are the two next ones. I'm actually booked up until about the middle of October. So anyway,
those
you
look
know,
like great shows.
They are, you know, it's being a part of telling the story of people chasing a dream is just the coolest thing in the world. And, you know, most of these people on the indies, you know, are doing this for the love of the art. And, you know, it's in essence, they're getting paid with a handshake and a hot dog. You know, so
that's a lot of passion there.
They do it because they love it.
Yeah. You would have to love it for the beating your body takes doing that, because you know, and they all hate the F word, the fake, you know, predetermined, sure, predetermined, sure, orchestrated somewhat, but I mean, your body takes a beating doing that stuff.
I've taken a DDT to the floor. Okay.
Yeah.
I've lost a tooth during a power bomb.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, you do that every night. These people are full-blown athletes.
Monday Night Nitro was a big thing in our house. Yep.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. And like I said, you know, this has really been a treat doing this and kind of getting back to my roots with this as a music-oriented show. And, you know, I'm actually kind of getting the itch to do more of these. This has actually sort of rekindled my love for this side of it. So I'm going to have to.
It's a good time.
Do some. Oh, it is. It is. And you guys are just awesome. So.
Thank you. Likewise. It was a good time. You know, people not, you know, fully aware or maybe don't know, you definitely stood up for us on social media. You had our backs after, you know, an interview, and you went out on a limb for us. You didn't have to. So mad respect.
Thank you.
No, seriously. I was like, this is one of the coolest. Okay. You're a real one. So we appreciate the opportunity to be on the show again, and share our music. Anybody who's willing to sit down with us and play our song, is you're on the list. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, thank you. And you know,
And not the biting list. You're on the list.
You're invited to the
Yeah.
And-
cookout, that list.
absolutely.
Thank you so much.
And you know, as new music gets closer, you know, keep me in the loop, and we'll do more of these because
Hopefully
you
sooner
know,
than later.
Yeah, absolutely.
and you know, I mean, if you guys want to come on and just shoot the bull sometime, we can do that too. I mean,
I can yap. I'm really good at it.
Candy's frozen again.
Yeah.
Freeze
man.
dried candy.
Yep. Well, thanks again for having us. It's been really nice. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's
oh
been
yeah,
great, Matt.
you know, just actually, I think she's back. Let me throw her back on here. Let me do that.
I'm so sorry, y'all.
and-
Some
Ah,
connection
you're back.
issue on my end. I apologize.
Not a problem. Not a problem. But anyway, man, this has been fun, and we'll do this again. You know, like you said, sooner rather than later. And I've still got your back. Always will. And hang on. Hey, you're back.
You
Hey,
go.
I'm not dipping out on purpose. It's not like that.
I know.
I
I know.
promise. Yeah, you always make everyone feel so welcome and so at home on your show. And I didn't mean to cut in on
Yeah.
if someone was already saying something, but it is always a treat to be on your show. And I'm not always able to join to watch when you go live, but I am sometimes. And you make everyone feel so at home and so welcome. It's a blessing. It's great.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And, you know, I love you guys. And we will talk soon.
Yes.
And until Monday at 8 o'clock with Jimmy Darren, be good to each other, love each other, and